He's got another one.
Nothing can stop this man.
There he is. He's done it again. The defending champion to -12.
PGA.com, in association with the PGA of America, inspiring the future of the sport and the golfer in all of us. Present the 101st PGA Championship from Bethpage Black in Farmingdale, New York. It's an absolutely picture-perfect day here at Bethpage Black. Blue skies, 75s. Who was concerned about the weather for a May PGA? Don't be, because it's glorious conditions for the third round. And there is the scene on the first tee as Brooks Koepka and Jordan Spieth get ready to do battle in this third round. And I'm delighted to be joined in the booth by Billy Kratzik, great friend, who's been out on the course covering all the action for Turner Sports this morning and over the first 2 days. And Billy, what we're seeing from Brooks Koepka is one of those dominating performances that just changes your mentality about a player long term.
Yeah, you run out of superlatives to describe the way that he has played. And when you look at the first 36 holes, the 14 birdies, the 2 bogeys, seemed like every time he made a mistake, which were the 2 bogeys at the 10th and the 17th, he popped right back with birdies. He was the only player yesterday to hit the par 5 13th in 2 shots. He birdied both par 5s, so he took care of that part of it. But what was interesting is that he said that he didn't play all that well when he shot 65. And so that's scary for the rest of the field, because in order for them to get close enough to even have a chance at running down Brooks Koepka, they need help from him. They need a very tough golf course, and I just don't see him going mistake-free.
No one does this to Bethpage Black. It's supposed to be one of the toughest golf courses in the game. You don't go break 36-hole scoring marks in majors around here.
No, and he set that mark. And I say I don't see him going mistake-free, but I don't see him making a lot of mistakes. He's gonna make the occasional bogey, but he has set the record for the 36 the hole, 128 in a major championship. And being out there 2 days with him, watching him play, watching him drive the golf ball, where he drove it, how he approached each hole location, the bunker play, the up and down, and when he had that 6, 7, 8 footer when he needed it, he made it. It was pretty stealth.
Well, just listen to these statistics. His first strokes gained off the tee, he's picked up over 3 and a bit shots on there. In approach shots, he's picked up 8 shots on the field through 36 holes. Tee to green, he is the best player in the field, 12.8 shots to the average player, not to the mediocre guys, just the average, and he's 11th in putting. When you put all of the pieces together, this is what it ends up with.
7-shot lead.
But for Jordan, he's got a bit of history on the table this weekend as well, and he comes in with limited form under his belt, although he did say he was getting better. If he's to run down Brooks Koepka this weekend, he'll become just the 6th player in history to complete the career Grand Slam, and he'll do it by the age of 25.
Needs to drive it well. That's the only way he's going to have access to some of the hole locations. So that an absolute must for Jordan.
All right, well, you can see they are lined 10 deep down the left side and right side.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 101st PGA Championship. This is the 2:50 starting time. The referee for this group is from Evansville, Indiana. Please welcome PGA member David McAtee. Now on the tee, from West Palm Beach, Florida, the 2018 PGA champion, Brooks Koepka.
And Billy, the statement he made yesterday off this first tee really set the tone for the rest of this day. He drove it to within 55 yards of the green, made the easiest of birdies, and it was just a continuation of day one.
Yeah, you see the collection of trees down there on the right, and just look where he's aimed right now, Luke, and he's going to take it directly over those trees. That may be a little too far right, but if it's past the trees, Ricky Fowler was there, there's an opening.
And it's highly likely he'll be past the trees because he's
Next
also
to
second in
play
driving distance.
From Dallas, Texas, Jordan Spieth.
This is Jordan's 7th PGA Championship. He was runner-up to Jason Day in 2015 at Whistling Straits. That was the year that he won the Masters and the US Open.
Yeah, certainly the putting, I think that's in order. This is the club that needs to react well today. A little helping breeze. Don't be fooled by that reaction. He kind of did what he wanted to there, even though it's in the rough. He kind of hit the shot he wanted to.
Well, let's take a look at Making of a Major, presented by Callaway.
Iconic.
Beauty.
Challenging.
Difficult.
Physically grueling.
And exciting.
Bethpage is renowned, I think, mainly because it's a ferocious course.
To look at these holes and the layout, just realize that there's not a weak hole in the golf course, and a great test for championship golf.
Bethpage Black has such a historic past, and it starts with the great architect A.W. Tillinghast. The Black course is regarded as one of his best pieces of work.
The golf course right now, as we're leading into the 101st PGA Championship, could not be in better condition. The greens are absolutely perfect. The fairways are in beautiful condition, and the rough is going to be thick and will surely test the best players in the world.
It's not often that we get to have a PGA Championship on a truly public golf course.
You're watching a major championship, and then you can come out, play those same holes in that same scenario, maybe hit a better putt or make the putt that the pro missed. It's a pretty special opportunity.
As the sign says on the first tee, you know, you need to be a great golfer to even play the golf course. And it truly is one of the most challenging, difficult golf courses that any golfer will face.
It's a beast. It's narrow fairways, acres and acres of sands, greens that are probably a little more tricky than they seem on first look.
The course is really plain, about 7,800 yards. We have 3 par 4s that are over 500 yards, which is unheard of. We have 1 par 5 that's 605 yards. But in addition to that, almost every green is elevated.
What makes Bethpage Black especially difficult is the bunkering. There are plenty of challenging holes, and there really is no let-up.
The 2019 PGA champion will clearly have to have his game in top shape.
Whoever drives the ball best will probably be at the top of the leaderboard.
It's a simple game when you say you want to hit the fairways and hit the greens, but that's really what it comes down to.
Well, Bethpage Black is an incredibly difficult venue. It's challenging. It will test the best players in the world to the completion of the PGA Championship. And we're excited for the championship to begin.
Let's take a look at this opening hole. Dogleg par 4.
Yeah, because the fairway turns from left to right, you know, you're going to see a lot of balls go through the fairway and come up short. Unless you shape the ball properly, it's going to be difficult. But am I seeing 336 and 70 correct?
And comfortably in the fairway. I want to give Jordan Spieth his credit because he has been struggling with the driver. That's been the real problem this season. In fact, he's outside the top 200 on tour in strokes gained off the tee. But this week, he's picked up half a shot on the field. He's 51st in driving, and it's allowing him to just perform better right through the game. But it's because he's first in strokes gained putting is why he finds himself right here in the final pairing heading into this third round. But that really is captivating to see Koepka just pummel one up there at 336.
And I was with Jordan Spieth last week in Dallas, and you know, a lot of people made a big deal of it being his home course, but he took sight lines that were very narrow. He challenged himself last week with the driver and was very successful. He only hit a couple of sketchy drives. All in all, I thought his ball striking was pretty much on the money and didn't make a lot of putts.
He's 118 yards out here, and he's got a good angle into this flag and plenty of green to use.
Yeah, and when we came on earlier today, the TNT, the wind was the total opposite direction.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as you think it's helping, then I can hold it and actually hit it full. It's 100% helping. Okay.
Does this make it an easier wind or a harder wind than what we had this morning?
The start becomes easier. Certainly all about contact here, Luke. And must have drawn a pretty decent line because that ball stopped pretty quickly.
Although it's starting to trickle off that little ridge through the center of the green. Quickly, the focus will switch across to Koepka, who's fast to play and just 70 yards away.
Yesterday, tried to take it in just a little bit lower, but this whole location in the back of the green, I would assume he's going to do the same exact thing, and that seems to be the norm here at the opening hole for him.
He's becoming a bully in these championships, isn't he?
Being out there yesterday and knowing what the New York crowd can do, it was amazing to me that when Tiger was making his comeback, that Rory made the statement that being paired with Tiger is like a shot and a half
of
distraction.
Hurt. Yeah,
distraction. But I'm watching this Brooks Koepka, and it's almost like it's a plus that he builds off of that. And believe me, between the FSU, Florida State University chop, between Molinari being called Frankie all day, and Tiger, Eldrick, Big Cat, all that. The energy was out there, the electricity and the people, the New York people. I mean, it was unbelievably fun.
He gave Tiger Woods, the reigning current Masters champion, 4 shots a 9 both days and still beat him. Obviously, Tiger not having his best stuff. He only hit 3 fairways yesterday, and you know, in his low pressure, he said, you know, I just played so poorly. I just hit it terrible. And you know, if you're going to compete at 43 and you are the Masters champion and you get on a golf course like this, you need to drive it better. And he didn't drive it well. And the 3-putt avoidance that he was always good, that was not good this week either. As Jordan gets ready to line up his lengthy birdie attempt, it was fascinating to hear Tiger talk about Brooks in the terms that everyone used to talk about Tiger in these majors when he was at his absolute best. The distance he'd hit it, the shots he'd be hitting, the way he would putt. Pure and utter dominance, and that's exactly what Koepka has become over the last couple of years. Now Spieth from just outside 40 feet. Well, I think the greens have quickened today. The number 1 putter in the field through 36 holes. He's right on point. Seen a lot of players in our early coverage run it by the hole on many of the greens. Now it's Koepka's turn, and when you've got little flick wedges in, how can you get an easier start? Even if he drives it in the rough, he has a wedge or a 9-iron, maybe an 8-iron. And this putt right here, this one is the one that right-handed players, tour players, this is the one they love. You feed it into the line, little right to lefter, up the hill. And only 6.5 feet. It's surprising to see a little slip early. Yeah, he stayed. But a lot of players have done that, though. You know, have overread it, or you know, or the speed has just been a fraction off. And that straight away will be a bonus to all the players that have got to chase him down. Believe me, a birdie at the opening hole, they start going, oh no, it's over. The game is just so solid.
right now.
He said to his caddy, Ricky Elliott, it snapped. Let's have a look at worm cam.
Knew it was going left, and certainly a lot more than what he thought.
There's nothing concerning about the stroke.
Yeah, one of the few putts that I've seen under red.
Good overhead look at the next hole coming up, the uphill par 4. So pars for Koepka and Spieth, the birdie chance slipping by for our leader, but still 7 shots over Adam Scott. Dustin Johnson, who'd birdied the first, has bogeyed the second to be back to -4. And what about the young Thai star, Jazz Janawattanond? He's putting up quite the show. He's also at -4 alongside Kelly Craft and Daniel Berger.